Hi, it's Trent Clark with another episode of Winners Find a Way. And I am super pumped up today. We are at NFR Experience Cowboy Christmas. And I'm with my good friend, Jessica Kolterman from Impact Gel. Jessica, how are you doing?
So great. So happy to be here.
I'm so happy to be here. Like, we're here, when you say NFR, like, this is the National Finals Rodeo. I mean, this is everything about rodeo. It is crazy. And it's Las Vegas. So it's just piled on high. Hundreds of thousands of people come into Vegas, so it's crazy. So for Jessica and I to get a chance to sit down, it's pretty awesome. And we are sitting in the Cowboy Entrepreneur booth. Scott Knudsen is the Cowboy Entrepreneur. Check out his podcast, check out his television shows. He's a fabulous client of Athletic Influencer Marketing, and that guy is on fire right now. Wait till the announcement on that movie, all right? Now, coming back to Jessica. Jessica's a marketing director at Impact Gel. Jessica, tell us about where you're from, where the business is at today, and your role in it.
Yeah, so I'm from Ettrick, Wisconsin, which is a very small town. There's more bars than people.
Yeah, supper clubs.
Supper clubs or bars, whatever you want to call them. And I started at Impact Gel from a very young age because my dad invented the saddle pad or the gel inside of the saddle pad. So I actually started as a young kid sewing saddle pads in the back. And then I got demoted because my saddle pad lines were not straight. And so the ladies were like, get out of there. You're going to the leather cutting because it was just a machine. So I got to do that for a long time. And then after I graduated, I was like, I want to follow my dad's footsteps and become a dual marketer. So I went to school for that.
And I mean, so you're really an entrepreneur. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a family business. You've been an entrepreneur or watched it from the time you were 12 years old. Now, a lot of people, when they talk about being entrepreneurs, especially parent entrepreneurs, it's like, hey, well, of course my kid gets it because, you know, they've seen all this since they were 7 or 8 years old, even before they ever worked on it, because that's what I focused on when I was 7 or 8, what my parents were doing, right?
Oh my gosh.
So there's got to be this challenge in, hey, now you're coming into the business. How's that look for you?
So it is definitely challenging, but it's slow and steady because I'm not getting it piled on right away. It was definitely a learning experience when I first started, for sure, because my dad had all of the old school ways, you know, TV, radio, print ads, all of that stuff. And I'm like, hey, I'm the new generation. This is the way that things are going. And I introduced him to TikTok, and he calls it TikTok all the time. He can't get TikTok right. Then we did Instagram and Reels and Facebook. When I started, we only had 10,000 followers total, and now on Facebook alone, we have 73,000. So we've definitely grown. I think it's because he is now loosened the reins a little bit. It allowed me to like show him it's the new way of life and marketing. So,
Well, as you know, the show is called Winners Find a Way. Winners, when shown data that they are losing, find a way to win. Talk to me about like overcoming, like when you first come into the business of this deal,
Yes.
like there's challenges, right? Walk me through the first challenge you had and how you overcame it.
yeah. So actually, when I graduated college, I worked at Avis and Budget because I was super stubborn, and I was like, I'm not working for my dad. I'm not going to go down that road. He's a difficult man because he's a perfectionist. Okay. And he finally convinced me. He's like, come work for me. I'm like, no. He's like, come work for me. I'm like, absolutely not. No way in hell. And eventually I broke down, clearly, because I'm here. And I started working for him. And those first few months, I remember calling my mom and saying, I don't know if I can work for Dad. And he's tough. He's a perfectionist, and he expects things in a certain way and a certain look. And he's not wanting to hear my ideas. But over time, he definitely changed his ways. But one of the most important examples I think that sticks in my head for one of the biggest challenges was, it was a Thursday afternoon, and he calls me into the conference room. He's like, Jessica, I need you to build me a website by Friday. I'm like, excuse me, you know I didn't go to school for web development, right? And he's like, I don't care, figure it out. And it's like, I gotta call, gotta get out. So I did, and I went to YouTube and I taught myself how to build our first website. And I got it done by Friday because I am gonna get something done.
Yeah, winners find a way, right there, right? That's just how it works. And I think that is probably one of the strongest factors of being an entrepreneur, especially in a family dynamic. And one of the things that really impresses me about Jessica's storyline here is that this has been a storied history of product, because the invention was so unique, starting in NASCAR. And if you ever read the story of Impact Gel, which you can, on their website and about us. It's fabulous. It's a very
Yeah.
dynamic and interesting story, and I want you to do this. But as we talk about this, entrepreneurs just think like, hey, we just got to get something done, and we're not sure how we're going to do it. But yet,
Absolutely.
here's the deadline, and here we go,
Figure it
and
out.
make it happen,
Just
right?
threw me into the water.
There you go.
I
There you go.
swam.
But one of the things that's so intriguing for me is that Impact Gel, which is offering a massive reduction in price right now. So if you have a ranch, if you have a horse, if you have a need for Impact Gel,
Yeah.
you are going to want to hit this at impactgel.com. It is offering 20% off during NFR.
Yes.
What's the code?
So the code is NFR 2023, and they'll give you 20% off until December 18th.
Awesome. And so Impact Gel also partners with Electric Cowboy and Scott Knudsen, and they are on Rodeogram. You can find it year-round on Rodeogram.
Yep.
It is a fabulous way to get Impact Gel products and a lot of other products from trusted people and brands in e-commerce in the Western lifestyle. So please check that out. And also, as we wrap it up, Jessica,
Yeah.
when you start talking about people that are going to go into business, a lot of people want to be an entrepreneur, and it's not easy.
Yeah, it is
Right?
not easy.
It's not easy. And you've got people out there that say, hey, I think I want to do this. I want to jump. I want to take the risk. What would you tell them today getting into this and being in a family dynamic? What are maybe one or two of the most important things that you think someone should consider?
I think that one of the things that you should always remember is that somebody's always going to tell you no. Somebody's always going to tell you that you're not good enough or you can't do something. Prove them wrong. Prove them wrong.
Prove 'em
That's
wrong.
all. You can do it. You absolutely can do anything you set your mind to. You will find a way, because winners, what?
We just find a way.
They do.
That's how they do it. All right. For me, and thank you, Jessica
Thank you.
Kolterman, because I'm going to get it right. I worked hard at this. All right. Jessica Kolterman and I live from the NFR and Cowboy Christmas here at the lovely Cowboy Entrepreneur booth. We are promoting so many brands, and there's going to be so many things going on this week. Everybody, check out the Cowboy Entrepreneur Foundation. Huge deal going on next Friday at cowboygive.org. Please contribute. And if you can, get to Vegas, and you're going to want to be at that party.
Absolutely.
Hi, it's Trent Clark, CEO of Leadershipity, and I am a longtime growth coach. In fact, I started coaching in professional baseball over 30 years ago, where I entered into coaching the best in the world, coaching in 3 World Series. As a Bloom growth coach, I have been approached by many organizations that are having challenges with executing and communicating inside their business ecosystem. I have brought my system to these clients, and we have delivered prioritization and simplification across all their teams and their leadership. And we have been able to double organizations very quickly. If you want to know more and you've got a desire to both train up and build each individual and your organizational growth, reach out to me directly at trent@leadershipity.com or book a 15-minute call with me on my Calendly link below.
Hey, it's Trent Clark here. I'm at the NFR Experience here in Las Vegas with my special guest, Tyler Kijak. Tyler, what's up, man?
Man, just enjoying the sights and sounds of Vegas. Never gets old, does it?
Never gets old. It's Vegas.
That's
How can
right.
it get old?
That's
Come on.
right.
So what most people don't know is that Tyler Kijak and I, and this is the ultimate showdown champion, right? So we're not messing. We're here at the NFR, and I got like the guy on the show, right? But as I'm sitting here talking to Tyler, Tyler and I grew up about 15 miles from each other. I think I was about 25 years of that 15 years ahead of him, rather than that 15 miles, but it was around the same area. So we got our stopping ground.
That's right. Same area code, 269 gang.
269.
That's it.
There you go, everybody. Come
That's
on
it.
out. See us at the 269.
That's right.
All right.
That's right.
I only go there to see my parents, actually. I don't live in the 269 anymore.
Yeah, me
And
either.
neither do you.
We live at the same time.
That's right. We did.
At the
We
same
did.
time. Yeah.
So for Tyler's been a long-time guy in rodeo, and your brand is?
TK Pro Rodeo. You know, we put on world-class rodeos from Michigan to Ohio, Lake Havasu, Arizona, everywhere in between.
How many rodeos did you guys do last year?
This last year we did 47 performances, you know, and they range from small rodeos to the largest IPRA rodeo in the country, as well as the largest IPRA bull riding in the history of the IFR.
Man, that is a lot a rodeo, like 52 weeks in a year. The man's got 47 going. It's a lot of animals.
A lot of animals, a lot of livestock, a lot of land management. You know, there's a lot of stress that goes into all that too, you know.
Right on. More stress in doing the livestock every weekend and moving them, or winning the ultimate showdown and getting thrown every once in a while?
Ultimate Cowboy was way more stressful, yeah.
Yeah.
Ultimate Cowboy.
Was it the animals or Trace Atkins that was more stressful?
Well, Trace is like 8 foot tall, I'm pretty
Right.
sure. We need to check, but he's pretty intimidating.
Is
You
he?
know? Yeah, he's pretty intimidating. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, I want to talk a little bit about this business because you are in a big business. And I mean, we're kind of small town, you know,
Right,
like
yeah,
this
yeah.
is something like in the rodeo world, a lot of people grow up and they grow up in the backwoods and the ranches and their small cities and their small villages and their small towns. And then you get up on the big stage. There are 250,000 people here this week here with Tyler and I, just to see Tyler, not really me,
Yeah.
but like they're all here to see him, right? And the NFR. And so, man, how's that feel? How's that to overcome as a kid coming up?
Yeah, it's like, and you almost feel like unworthy, you know. Like I remember, like our high school football games. You know, if there was 1,000 people in the stand, it was like we're at the Super Bowl. You
Big
know
night
what I
in
mean?
Union City, Friday
So
Night Lights, 1,000,
it's
Union
just-
City.
That's right. I mean, it's just crazy. You know, it's overwhelming, and you know, it's not something I think it's just not human instinct to just think that's normal. You
Yeah.
know, so yeah. But coming from a small town too, I think you know, it makes you humble, and you know where you come from, and you know there's not enough people on the basketball team to have a starting roster and a second string, so you're pretty good at basketball. You always starter, right? You know?
That's right.
Oh yeah.
One thing that I think that you could speak to is most athletes, you got all the stage, you got all the lights. But once it gets going, the training kicks in.
That's right.
Like, and you got practice and you've got reps and you go in it. And so if you're sitting in a big arena, you're not thinking, oh, hey, I got 15,000 eyes on me. It's about, I got to live here through the thing.
That's right.
Let's make sure I survive. Because
right.
that's kind of more important right now.
Right. Well, and you know this coming from professional baseball. Winners are different than losers. Winners are natural at finding a way to win, you know. And I think that goes with anything, whether you know you're selling cars, you're playing baseball, you're riding bulls, you're playing Ultimate Cowboy. There's a difference between trying not to lose and trying to win in whatever you're doing. And you know, I think that the winners just figure out a way to overcome obstacles, and I think obstacles make for a better winner in the end too. You know, a callous road makes it a lot tougher to do.
That's it. Like, winners find a way. Tyler Kijak, he just said so. He just said so, right? Tyler Kijak, Trent Clark here at the NFR Cowboy Entrepreneur booth. Tyler and I are going to be joining forces with the big foundation that Scott Knudsen himself had a heart for, started the Cowboy Entrepreneur Foundation, and it's going to be awesome. Big event next Friday night, December 15th. Big Christmas party. Going to be a bunch of silent auctions, a bunch of things, and Tyler's going to be there.
That's
I
right.
mean, I'm going to be there, but Tyler's going to be there more
I will be
importantly.
there.